Okay, this is a comparison between three words. Suunbula, Suunbulat, and Sanabil. Suunbula is an ear of grain. What that means is sometimes you have a crop like corn. You know, corn grows and it has these peels, and you peel them and there's the grain inside. Right? That ear itself that you peel, that's called a Suunbula. That's the singular version. Suunbulat is the plural. So ears. Ears of corn are Suunbulat. And then Sanabil is also another plural. This is unique in Arabic because in Arabic you can have multiple plurals for one word. So for example, there's kafir, means disbeliever. The plural is kafirun, like qul ya ayyuhal kafirun. Or you can also say kuffar. You can also say kuffar. You have multiple plurals. Sometimes you have, for example, nabiyun, that's the plural of nabi. You also have the plural anbiya. That's also a plural of nabi. In other words, in Arabic it is possible to have multiple plurals for one word. It's possible. Actually, kuffar, you have kafir, it's singular. Kafirun is plural. Kuffar is plural. And kafara is also plural. Ulaika humul kafaratul fajara. That's also plural. So there are multiple plurals possible. The question then is, what is the difference between one plural and another plural? In English, when I make something plural, I just put an S at the end and I'm done. Finished, that's a plural. But the Arabs have multiple plurals. What's the point of them? Well, actually, there is a point to them. The plural at Suunbulat is actually considered a weak plural. And Sanabil is considered a strong plural, or a super plural, or a plural on steroids, or a really muscular plural, or, you see where I'm going with this. Suunbula is weak, Sanabil is strong. Now in English, when you read the English translation of the Quran, if you read Suunbulat, it would just say ears of grain. If you read the English translation of Sanabil, it would still say ears of grain. It would not tell you that one is weak and the other is strong. Now the thing about weak and strong also is that when you have less than 10, if it's just single digits, then it's weak, it's not that many. You can count them between your hands, so they use the weak plural for that. When it's mysteriously more, it's uncountable almost, then you use the more powerful plural. You understand? So for something that's meager in number, weak in number, then you use the weak plural. When it's strong in number, you use the strong plural. Now here's the mystery. The Quran uses these ears of grain only twice. Only twice. But the amazing thing is that both times it's talking about the number 7. So it's not like it's a different quantity. It's both the number 7. So the ayah in Baqarah says, you know, كَمَثَلِ حَبَّةٍ أَنْبَتَتْ سَبْعَ سَنَابِلَ فِي كُلِّ سُنْبُلَةٍ مِئَةُ حَبَّةٍ. Every ear of grain, like when you spend in the path of Allah, the example of what you spend is like a seed, and every seed gives birth to 7 ears of grain, and every ear, when you peel it, has 100 grains inside it. So your one donation got multiplied by how much? 700. Wallahu yudha'ifu liman yasha, and above and beyond that, Allah multiplies in His own way for whoever He wants. Meaning this is multiplication you understand, then there's a multiplication you can't understand, and He does that too. Right? But here he used the word Sanabil, which is a weak plural or a strong plural. And how many ears of grain are we talking about? 7. In the next one, وَسَبْعَ سُنْبُلَاتٍ خُضْرٍ. 7 green ears of grain. Anyone know where that's used? 7 fat cows, 7 skinny cows, 7 ears of grain. Anything ring a bell? The story of Yusuf alayhi salam, the dream of the king. You remember? So now the dream of the king, he sees 7 ears of grain. But when his 7 ears of grain are being talked about, what word is used? Suunbulat, the weaker plural. Now, I told you, normally you would use the strong plural for more and weak plural for less. It is so beautiful that in the Quran, Allah used the weak plural when He talked about the story of Yusuf, because the dream, when it was interpreted, meant that there is not going to be enough food. So you have to really save the food and ration it, because you're going to have 7 years when there's not going to be any crop, and the stored crop is going to save you. So you don't have enough to just eat however you want. You have to ration. You have to take it easy. So it's less, not enough quantity, a weak quantity. So the weak plural is used. On the other hand, in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah is saying you spend very little for Him, and He will multiply it many, 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 many times over. This is going to be a way of empowering your work with huge rewards. This is a context not of using the weak plural, but the strong plural, so He uses Sanabil. They're both 7 years, but one is mysteriously far more powerful than the other. SubhanAllah. You know? So Allah chooses the right word at the right place. This is a study of how, we say in a khutbah or in a talk, we give the claim that the Quran uses every word perfectly. Every word is exactly where it's supposed to be. We say that, but we don't taste it. Like we don't experience it. And I want these examples, I want to give you some taste of it. Like look, this word, if you move it from here, it wouldn't make sense anymore. It's so much more perfect to use it in this way.